Welcome back to Short Times. Today I'm going to walk you through the film 2067 from 2020, directed by Seth Larney. So, here we go. At the start of the film, it is said that all plants on Earth have been destroyed. As a result, all of the natural oxygen has been eliminated. Everyone was dying as a result of a shortage of oxygen. Life on Earth was extinguished. Only one Australian city remained in the midst of all of this. They were supplementing their oxygen supply. A dangerous sickness was attacking humans as a result of this oxygen. The main character of the film, Ethan, is then revealed, and his wife is also affected by the illness. Ethan was attempting to provide his wife with the highest quality oxygen possible. At this point, he must pay for oxygen. People that lived because of a unique corporation which creates synthetic oxygen. Later it is revealed Regina was the CEO of the oxygen manufacturing company, as well as a researcher. Later Regina invites Ethan to her office. She tells him that if the sickness spreads like this in the world would be destroyed soon. She claims you are the only person capable of saving the world. Regina's conversation mystifies Ethan. Regina drives Ethan to the laboratory, and when he entered the lab, he found a time machine that, from what Ethan has been told, was developed by his father. Regina states that Ethan is the only one who can use this device, and you are in control of a portion of the device, in the form of the watch your father gave you. When Ethan first learned about the watch as a kid, his father allegedly gave it to him when his hand was spilling with blood. He fixes the watch in his hand. Until today, Ethan was unaware of this watch. Later, Ethan is informed by the corporation that his father was working on this time machine, which allows them to travel 407 years into the future. Initially, they used the equipment to send out radio waves. They returned with an encrypted message asking them to transport Ethan to the future. According to the doctor in the lab, they discovered that the planet will appear the same in 400 years. It means that there exist plants and oxygen, as well as a regular climate. The environment is also suited for human habitation. According to his father's experiment, Ethan is required to go there and bring all of the plants and oxygen here. That will restore stability to our lives here. Ethan had the impression that they were all playing a game with him. If such a case exists, Ethan does not want to go, because his wife was ill. However, the scientists believe that if Ethan goes to the future, he will save the world. Following that, Ethan is accompanied by his friend Jude, who is encouraging him to go. Ethan refuses to travel because he cannot follow in his father's footsteps. His father, who abandoned his wife and son in order to complete his project. After Ethan's mother died, Jude took care of him as an older brother. So Ethan does not want to abandon his wife as his father did. Jude convinces him that your wife is ill, and that bringing the plants from the future is the only way to make her well. The environment and your wife will be fine with it. When Ethan returns home and tells his wife about it, she insists on him traveling to the future, even though she doesn't want Ethan to go to the future, but she wants to do it for everyone. Ethan goes to Regina the next morning after much thought. He claims he's ready to travel, but only on one condition. If the scientists discover a cure, first and foremost, they will make his wife fine. Regina agrees, and there are plans to send Ethan into the future as a result. Before entering the machine, Ethan was given a suit to wear in the lab. After all, when Ethan inquires about their next strategy, they have none. They had no idea who would meet Ethan in the future, or how he would return. They have no idea if Ethan will bring those plants or not. But now Ethan needs to leave. Following that, Ethan was handed a device that will allow him to communicate with the past. Finally, after the time has been set to the future, Ethan sits in the machine. When the equipment came on, there was an explosion of radio waves in the lab. At the same time, Ethan was going quickly inside the machine. Later, he dropped through the skies into an unknown woods. While moving quickly through the air, Ethan's suit catches fire. He instantly removes his suit. Then he looks around and discovers that the world has changed. Ethan subsequently enjoyed the natural beauty and oxygen. As he moves forward, Ethan discovers the skeletal remains of a man wearing the same jacket as him. He even finds an old and barely functional Archie beside him. There is a bullet-shaped hole in his skull, indicating that whoever this man was, his end had been violent. The last recording on his Archie seems to support this. Ethan is horrified, believing that this is the fate that awaits him. The skeleton was also wearing the same watch as Ethan, but there was a difference in the light. Ethan's watch displayed a red light, meanwhile the skeleton's watch displayed a green light that he has seen since he was a child. This thing confused him. Then the night arrives, and Ethan builds a fire and feeds himself with berries. Ethan's body fails as a result of consuming the deadly berries, and he faints. Because of that device, Ethan's illness was known in the lab. Later, Ethan awakens. He is accompanied confronted by his friend Jude, who was sent to save Ethan, so he will complete his mission. As Ethan and Jude continue their journey, they come across a door. The previously revealed Ethan skeleton was now in front of this door. Ethan assumes that certain changes must have occurred in the past. Meanwhile, a scanner emerges from the darkness and scans Ethan's eye. Later, the entrance to that place opens. Moving indoors, they find out it's the lab where they first started. Jude is ecstatic to see everything in the time machine, which will allow them to travel back in time. After DNA analysis confirms Ethan's identification via the bracelet-like device his father gave him all those years ago, the time machine is triggered, giving Ethan and Jude 4 hours before they may travel back in time. All of this is making Ethan increasingly confused. He examines the time machine's system log, and a hologram of his father appears in front of them to explain that there is a weather monitoring device embedded in the time machine that is programmed to send data back to the past when the Earth becomes habitable again. As the log progresses, Ethan watches his father receiving the message about him from the future. Meanwhile, the system starts having electrical problems. Later they go outside and find the entire city covered in plants and human skeletons. After the end of Humans, they learn that this city has transformed into plants. It means that the city's ecosystem changed when humans died out. Ethan visits his future home and becomes heartbroken when he sees his wife's skeleton. At the same time, Ethan activates the future device's recording. He learns here that Jude will shoot him, and Jude hears it as well. He pulls out the revolver and prepares to shoot him. Ethan manages to stop Jude and decides to rebuild the machine before passing away. They return to the lab, and they only have 37 minutes remaining. Ethan goes outside to see his skeleton. Is it possible that his future has changed after he stopped Jude? When he finds that his skeleton is the same and in the same spot, he realizes that his future has not yet changed. Later, he wishes to know what will happen in the future. He inserts the battery from his device into the future device. He watches the footage. It is later revealed that Jude will shoot him after they get back to the past. Regina, the high-ranking executive who recruited Ethan for the mission, is behind all this. According to the record, she intends to leave her time with a few others and settle in the future, after the Earth has done healing. She also killed Ethan's father when he refused to do her bidding, and told Jude to kill Ethan's mother, and then take care of Ethan, as his blood is the only key that can unlock the time machine in the future. Later confronted by his own guilt, Jude kills himself. Ethan eventually comes to understand that he is the one who sends that message to the past, triggering everything that happens afterward. He sends the message, and then hundreds of plants through the time machine, before destroying it. Back in the past, humanity gets a second chance, as with those plants, ecological regeneration can be started. Ethan also sends video of Regina murdering his father, as well as a real flower to Xanth, his wife. The movie concludes on an extremely high note. Something is changing in the world around Ethan. When he goes to investigate, he discovers a huge and lush green metropolis in place of the dismal and ruined city.